Okay, welcome to our team call. Today is, what is today? Monday, January 8th. I cannot believe it's January 8th, but it is. And our team call tonight is going to be all about a recap from Super Saturday weekend. So, like I mentioned just a second ago, I put together some slides just so that we would have a visual to kind of look at as we're going through some of the things that were talked about at Super Sunday. So I think there was 9 of us from the team, 8 or 9 of us from the team that was at the Super Sunday in Dallas. So it was a lot of fun. I'm not sure if anybody else on the team went to another Super Sunday. But what I want to do is just kind of go through what I feel like were some of my biggest takeaways, not only in regards to just the video that corporate sent out, which hopefully you had a chance to kind of glance at that before this call tonight, but also just in terms of what we heard from the elite panel and a couple other speakers, things that are a little less logistical, if you will, as far as some takeaways. So I think I got all of my notes. So let me share my screen with you so that you can see the slides I put together. I'm not promising that there's not typos and things missing, because like I said, I decided like 10 minutes ago that I wanted to throw something together. Why is it so, okay, let me share my screen. Can y'all still hear me? Yeah, okay. My screen keeps freezing, so I can't ever tell. Okay, can you see my screen? Thumbs up? Yeah, okay, perfect. I need to zoom out, and I don't really know. Maybe I can open it from here. Here we go. Okay, we'll just do it this way. So, Super Sunday recap. For those of you that were not at Super Sunday, hopefully this kind of gives you some insight in addition to the video that I posted in the team page earlier from corporate as to what was talked about. And then for those of you that were at Super Sunday, maybe it's just a different perspective with my note taking, but please don't hesitate at the end whenever I open it up for conversation to, if you have any notes from Super Sunday that you think is something really important that I missed, or if you interpreted something different, or if you just had kind of another big epiphany or takeaway, please don't hesitate to share with the rest of us. So the first thing that we dived into at Super Sunday was an elite panel. So Doug Moss was there. He is a corporate mentor. He works in the coach relations department, I believe, and I'm pretty sure he works with 9 to 15 star diamonds in the central region. So that's kind of where he fits in the corporate world of Beachbody. And he had all of the elite coaches that were at the Dallas event come up to the stage, and he asked each one of them to give a piece of advice to new coaches, veteran coaches who were aspiring to hit elite. Now, if you're not familiar with what elite is, don't stress about it. That's okay. Just know that it is sort of a benchmark in your business that symbolizes your business growing, your organization growing, and you moving forward, essentially. You get elite points and premier points in lots of different ways, but basically it is you hitting Success Club, you growing your team, and you having personally sponsored coaches hitting Success Club. That is kind of the gist of how you get elite points and premier points. And then in order to be an elite coach, not only do you have to have a certain number of points by the end of the year, but you also have to be a 5-star diamond in rank. And then to be a premier coach, you have to have that same number of points, but let's say that you couldn't quite get there in terms of rank advancement. You only have to be a 2-star diamond to hit premier. So both very prestigious titles to have as a coach. Out of over 450,000 coaches in the network, there were only 150 elite coaches in 2017 that were named as 2018 elite coaches. So obviously very prestigious. So I really wanted to pay attention to what these specific coaches had to say in terms of what they feel like gets them to hit that goal year after year. We had first-time elites on the stage, and then I think the longest running elite that was up there was a 6-time elite coach. I think Melissa McAllister. She's an 8-time elite. So anyways, these are just a few of the things that I kind of took away from what they talked about. The first being, don't compare yourself. It was one of the biggest pieces of advice that several of the coaches kind of gave, was that we need to have our blinders on in terms of moving our business forward and not to compare ourselves to other coaches, to ignore what other coaches are doing. Yes, pay attention in terms of what's working for another coach's business, but don't think that you have to specifically duplicate that or be like that other coach in order to be successful. And I was talking with some of the girls that went to Super Sunday at just the elite coaches that were standing on the stage, and how you could just look up there and tell that they were also vastly different in terms of their story, in terms of their, how long they've been in the business and their rank and everything, how they run their business, I'm sure is just so vastly different as well. So it's important to learn from those coaches that you admire, but to keep your blinders on and to not compare yourself in terms of where you're at in your specific business. Belief. This is kind of an obvious one. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are an elite coach. I oftentimes tell you ladies to act like a 15-star diamond, even if you just signed up yesterday. And that kind of goes hand in hand with you really formulating that belief in yourself, in your team, in your coaches, and in your ability to, whether it's hitting the goal of elite or something else in your business, even if it's just getting to Emerald or hitting Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, it doesn't just, these specific tidbits and nuggets of gold, if you will, aren't just specific to hitting elite. It could be whatever goal you have for your business. Act and run your business as if there's no plan B. I love this one because whenever I shifted my mindset to working my business as if there was no plan B, that's when I realized that that I had finally started doing those business activities that I just told myself I was doing all along. I've told some of you that although I've been in the business for a year and a half, I didn't really start working my business until after Summit this year, so a full year into my coaching journey. I always called myself a business builder, but whenever I put my back against the wall and told myself there was no plan B, and I went to Summit and I realized what it took to think and act like a 15-star diamond, that's when things really changed for me. And so that kind of goes hand in hand with the next point about hustling with heart. Not ever losing sight of what our mission and what our purpose and what our value is as coaches, not getting wrapped up in the daily grind of what is coaching, but finding the joy in this business. Having fun with what you do as a coach. It's so easy to get just so laser focused on a specific goal, whether it's volume or rank advancement or Success Club points or whatever the case may be, that we lose sight of what is our true responsibility as coaches. And when that happens, we get away from our mission. And when we get away from our mission, we lose sight of our story. And when we do that, we don't share our story authentically. And it's just kind of a spiral effect that forces us in the wrong direction, if you will. So hustle, but hustle with heart. Always remember what our purpose and value is as coaches, and find the joy in working this business. I will tell you that I oftentimes, my mornings of waking up at 3:30 are quickly coming to a close, as this is my last full week at my full-time job. But for the past 6 months, I've woken up at 3:30 every morning because that's what I knew I needed to do to get my business to where I wanted it to be. Now, if you watched the Super Sunday video, you heard from Keisha Fitzgerald, who is in our upline somewhere, in case you didn't know. She is personally sponsored by a girl named Brigitte Linford, who is personally sponsored by Scotty Hobbs. So, but if you watched that video, you heard her talk about the power of a part-time coach. If that is your goal with this business, and if that is where you're at in this business, I hope that listening to her talk today confirmed that that is okay. That is okay. I'm not telling you to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. What I'm saying is that whenever I realized what I wanted out of this business, I did what it needed to take, what it took to get there. And that was waking up at 3:30 every morning. And my point in saying that is that people are going to call you crazy, and people aren't going to get it. And people are going to think that you're not taking care of yourself, even though that's what we do as coaches, is take care of ourselves. They're going to harass you about it and tell you that you need to get more sleep, and why don't you just sleep in and whatever. But there is not one morning that my feet hit the floor at 3:30 or 3:45 a.m. that I knew I was coming into this office or in my living room office or to sit on the floor in the midst of moving, that I was not excited about the work that I was about to get to do, period. And that feeling is what I wanted to experience every single day without having to wake up at 3:30. So remember that joy, and remember the feeling that you get when a challenger messages you and tells you how excited they are, what kind of success they're having. When one of your coaches has success, that's almost more exciting than one of your challengers having success. Just always remember those feelings and allow those feelings to keep you moving forward, which is the next point. Keep moving forward. The coach who, I don't remember who it was that was up there, but the one who talked about this, talked about how done is better than perfect. That is so true. And we've talked about this in some of our one-on-one calls with you guys about how trying to craft the perfect post and get the perfect picture with the perfect lighting and to try to say the right things. Just do it. Just write out whatever's on your heart and just post the picture that you feel like is speaking to what you're trying to say, and just do it, because done is better than perfect. And whoever it is that needs to hear your story and your message is going to hear it no matter what. Have a big vision. We talk about your why power all the time in coaching and in our challenge groups, and how it's so important to have that why power and to hold on to it and to create a movement with it, because that why power is what's going to get you through on those days where, you know, you're struggling. Maybe there's a challenge or an obstacle in front of you that you're having trouble overcoming, whether that's getting a bunch of no's or something in your personal life or in your own health and fitness journey. Stay true to that vision and to that why, and create a movement with it, and don't let anything hold you back. And if you stick to that why, and you always remember why you started and why you know you need and want to keep going, you will be unstoppable, period. And then that beautiful word at the bottom, oh, I skipped one. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about your team. And as you grow and build your team, you will quickly realize that that is so true. That bullet point actually came from Melissa McAllister whenever they asked her how it was that she consistently sits in the top 10 of the company. And then that big, beautiful word at the bottom that we hear so often. And if you listen to the National Wake Up Call this morning and a live video that I did on our team page earlier with Melanie Mitro, Jeff Hill asked her what consistency meant to her, and she so eloquently, like always, talked about how consistency meant doing the things day after day that have a purpose in your business and that move your business forward. Whether that is inviting or running challenge groups, or being present in your challenge groups and fostering your challengers and helping them get results. Consistency is key, you guys. I have had and seen so many coaches quit this business because it got hard, and because they weren't willing to overcome those struggles and overcome those obstacles. And it's easier to quit, right? If this business was easy and if life was easy, then wouldn't everybody turn their big scary dreams into goals and crush them? I mean, they would. That's just kind of the fact of the matter. So consistency is key. Consistency gets you through those days that are hard. So no matter what you're going through, no matter how much you're struggling in your business, no matter how great your business is going, it's so important that you do those purposeful, intentional actions every single day, because those are going to be the things that move your business forward. So that's what the elite panel had to say. That's kind of what I got out of it anyways. They had Amber Bailey talk, who is also a coach that talked in the Super Sunday video, but she was actually at Dallas Super Sunday yesterday. So they let her just come up to the stage and talk. And of course, you heard her story in the Super Sunday video from corporate, but just a couple things that I pulled from her was that her journey is all about taking next steps and always looking forward. And I think that really just kind of goes back to ensuring that you're focusing on yourself and on your own journey, and then just being intentional about sharing that with other people. I really loved this next part. Doug Moss asked her, he was talking about how they did an interview one time, and he asked her specifically, how do you lead? Like in your invites, what do you lead with? Do you lead with, challenge packs, or do you lead with Shakeology? And she said, I don't lead with either. She said, I lead with myself and my story. And I thought that was so powerful, because I never really thought about it like that. I know that it's our mission to share our story with the hopes of inspiring somebody else. But we oftentimes forget that our really awesome challenge packs and Beachbody on Demand and Shakeology and Portion Fix and yada, 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 although those are insanely amazing and incredible resources, they are just that. They're just resources and they're just tools. So leading with you and leading with your story is really how you're going to start to connect and build relationships with other people. And we all know that when you connect with somebody, or when you attract somebody, you connect with somebody, you build relationships with them, then they trust you. And even if they're not interested in health and fitness, they're probably going to want to drink some of the Kool-Aid that you're drinking because they trust you. And then, of course, we all know that coaches are indispensable resources. Carl Deichler always preaches about how his mission as the CEO is to ensure that the world knows that we are the total solution with fitness, nutrition, and then the extra really special piece of accountability and one-on-one coaching and support. So I really loved what she had to say. I loved what she had to say in the Super Sunday video too, when she was sharing her story, and she was talking about how coaching has given her the freedom to confidently love herself and share that. And I love that because that's exactly what coaching has done for me. Lots of freedoms have come from coaching, but the most beautiful one, in my opinion, is for me and my story, is my ability to truly love myself and all of myself, because I know that my story is mine and I'm uniquely me, like you're uniquely you, and your story is uniquely yours, and there's somebody out there that will connect with that. So I really loved her piece as well. So now into the logistical information. So this is everything I wrote down from the event yesterday and from the video from corporate. So if I'm missing something, then at the end, somebody please stop me. And I just kind of picked some bullet points and broke down each specific thing, event by event and thing by thing. And then of course I attached the FAQs, and I will be posting this recording along with these slides in our team page. So you'll have access to all of them as well. So 80-day obsession, obviously, I'm sure you're tired of those 3 words, but that was talked about. The 2B mindset, which we'll talk about in just a second, is a new sort of nutritional program that we're coming out with in April. Success Club trip for 2019, so not this year, but next year. We'll talk about that. Coach Summit, of course. The Elite 10 trip for 2019, which will be in Greece. And then Team Cup, which will be next month in February, we'll talk about a little bit. And then Beach Bars, which is actually Beachbody's brand new product that they're launching in April as well, after the first quarter. That is essentially a low calorie, low sugar, high protein snack bar. And whenever they announced this, I think they first announced it back at Leaders Conference. It's kind of like when it went public, when they were giving out prototypes to some of the coaches that were at leadership. I was like, it's about time. Why do we not have a bar? We have to create our own snack bars with Shakeology, which is great in itself, but this will be a really awesome way to help us grow our volume, because I think a lot of our customers are really going to appreciate that we have a bar now. So 80-day obsession, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because you have listened to webinar after webinar and training after training on 80-day obsession. Nutrition guide launched today. Workouts will launch next Sunday, the 14th, and the program officially starts on the 15th. If you are not in Autumn's coach test group with 80-day obsession, you need to get in it. Even if you don't plan on doing 80-day obsession next Monday, the 15th, there is so much information and knowledge that is going to be given to us in that coach test group that will allow you to better able serve your customers moving forward, whether it's about the nutrition plan, about the workouts, whatever. Even if you're not planning on starting next Monday, please get in the coach test group. If you need information on how to do that, FAQ 4527 right here will give you information on how to get into the test group. All you have to do is get an accessory bundle associated with 80-day obsession, and then they'll send you the email and yada, yada, yada. So she will actually start going live in that group, I think on Wednesday, about the nutrition plan, so that we can better able serve our customers. So even if you're not doing 80-day obsession, get in that coach test group just so that you can get the info. If you watched the live video in the Beachbody Champions page today from Carl Deichler, he dared all of us coaches to go live on our social media pages to promote one last time 80-day obsession. So he told us to use the fact that we have limited time and limited spaces as far as numbers left in our group, since the program does launch in exactly 7 days from today. He encouraged us to go live and tell everybody, look, You still have time. You don't have a lot of time, but you still have time. We officially start the group next Monday. This week we're prepping. We're talking about nutrition. We're meal planning and prepping. We are doing a little obsessed in preparation for the workouts next week. You have the opportunity to get into a test group with Autumn where your transformation pictures and your progress could be used for Beachbody marketing, all of that super awesome stuff. So I'm going to dare each of you to go live on Instagram and or Facebook either tonight or tomorrow, and do just this. If you're not exactly sure what to say or what to talk about, it's okay, because guess what? Done is better than perfect. We just learned that. But hop on over to the Beachbody Champions page and watch Carl Deichler's video that he did in there earlier today around 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where he dares you and encourages you and motivates you to go live on your pages and how to kind of talk about 80-day obsession in a way that will entice people to these last couple days of like hustling to get into our group to go on ahead and sign up. So I'm daring all of you to go live. And when you do that, I want you to share your live video on our team page so that you will maybe help give courage to or inspire another coach in our team to do the same. So that is 80-day obsession. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. The biggest thing here is go live and talk about it, because there's still a little bit of time to reel a couple customers in. This program is going to change lives. I cannot wait. So the more the merrier for sure. And of course we have our team-led accountability group over on Facebook that we are hosting as well. 2B Mindset. I'm really excited about this one. This program is all about shifting your mindset around nutrition. So addressing things like emotional eating and yo-yo dieting. It's really for customers who are not ready to commit 100% to a fitness program. Maybe they have an injury and they can't work out. Maybe they do actively work out, but nutrition is just the issue, regardless of why or what that looks like for them. It is a video-based series. It's separate from BOD. It's sold separately than BOD, Beachbody On Demand. It has its own website. I'm assuming it's 2bmindset.com. I'm not really sure, but there's an FAQ on that for sure on the first, on the agenda of these slides. So be sure to check that out. They are going to provide challenge packs where you can purchase the 2B Mindset video modules. It's all video based that include Shakeology, so you can incorporate Shakeology into some of the lessons and things that you learn throughout 2B Mindset. So I think it's just, once again, corporate providing us with a way to better serve all of our customers and to be able to have, you know, a specific avenue and a specific product that caters to meeting a customer where they're at. So I'm really excited about this one. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the FAQ said that there is like 33 videos that come with the 2B Mindset program. And like I said, it addresses things like emotional eating, yo-yo dieting, how to grocery shop, how to meal prep. It's just an entire video-based series on nutrition. So really exciting stuff there. Success Club trip for 2019. So this year in April, we are going to Riviera Maya. That trip is, they do it in 2 different waves because they book an entire resort, and I guess one resort's not big enough for everybody that goes on the trip. So they're doing it in 2 waves. I am going, I think it's called the Dolphin Wave. They have a Dolphin Wave and a Turtle Wave. It's so weird. I don't know where they come up with these names. But it's sometime in mid-April. It's like the 14th or something through the 19th, 15th through the 19th. Super, super excited. I earned that trip the last part of 2016 going into 2017 is when I earned that trip. And I didn't register when my window opens. We'll talk about that in a second, how registration windows open. Because I was scared and I'm an introvert and I was like, I don't want to go to a resort with a bunch of other coaches that I don't know. And so I let my registration window skip right over me. And then I went to Summit and they were talking about the Success Club trip. And I was like, wait, I think I was invited to that. And then I went back and looked at my emails and realized that I only had 24 hours to register from the time they emailed me. So I emailed corporate telling them that I didn't understand that I only had 24 hours and I really wanted to go. And they somehow like created a spot for me to be able to go. So if you get an email inviting you to the trip, even if you're not sure that those dates work for you or that you're going to be able to go or what life's going to look like, register, period. You can back out later. But it is, this year it's in Riviera Maya, or at Riviera Maya, an all-inclusive resort. But in 2019, it's on the world's largest cruise line, the Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Sea. if you've seen pictures or videos of this cruise ship, it looks insane. I've never been on a cruise, so I'm a little nervous, but it looks like a lot of fun. It's a 4-night, 5-day cruise to that one place that starts with an L. It's a private island. I don't know how to say it. Labadi, Haiti, and the Bahamas. So all really cool places. I'm assuming I've never been to any of them. It will be March 24th through the 29th of 2019. You can go to the anchorsaway.com website to see information about the ship and about the trip and all of that fun stuff. Here's the FAQ number for details as to how you get to go on this trip. I'm going to be doing a live training in our Facebook team page that explains exactly what you need to do. This is a Success Club trip, so it's based on Success Club points. So I will do a live training that explains how you can set a goal for yourself to be able to go on this trip. So this trip should be on everybody's goal vision board for your business for this year. Now we'll just work on the details as to what it will take to get you there. So make this a goal no matter what. I didn't put too much information on here because I'm going to be doing the live training video on our team page. But just know that you need to be on this trip. If you qualify for this trip and you're able to go on this trip, it means that you are doing your job as a coach by helping people every single month. They allow you to register in waves like I was talking about earlier. So like all of the elite coaches, their registration opened up today, and then they do, I don't know, like premier coaches and yada, yada, yada. And then they just slowly open those windows, and then you pick your room on the cruise ship and all of that stuff. Coach Summit. You're probably tired of hearing about this one too, but you need to get your ticket. It will be June 21st through 24th. This is our annual big conference, awesomeness thing. Totally changed my life. It's in Indianapolis. Last year it was in New Orleans. I'm sure we can make Indianapolis fun. As far as summit tickets are concerned, here's the thing. For those of you that have either done so, Rachel, or are on track to hit Success Club 5 or 10, it doesn't have to be 10, just as long as you hit Success Club 5, first 3 months of your business, you get a free ticket to Summit. That is fabulous because it's a $195 value. Now, they are doing sort of a limited time offer on discounted tickets today, January 8th, through the end of the month, the 31st. You can get a $145 Summit ticket, so you're saving $50. The kicker here is that the ticket is non-refundable, meaning if you decide not to go, they're not going to refund your money, and it's non-transferable, meaning if you decide not to go, you can't transfer it into somebody else's name. That's okay, because you should buy your ticket and you should commit to going anyways with no intentions of backing out. So if becoming a success starter and hitting Success Club 5 within your first 3 months is not an option for you, if you're past that point, buy your ticket before the end of the month so that you save $50. Here's the other thing. If you are on track to be a success starter, I don't want to say like there's a chance that you could not hit it, your second or third month, because if you work hard enough, you will hit it. And if that is a goal of yours, you will hit it. But if you kind of just want to have a safety net of having that ticket just in case something happens, you can purchase your Summit ticket. And if you become a success starter and hit Success Club 5 in your first 3 months, they will refund you your ticket cost. So no worries there, and reach out to me and we can kind of, if that is the position that you're in, and we can kind of work through that as well. But if that's not you and you need a ticket to Summit, which hopefully is everybody on this call, then be sure to buy your ticket before the end of the month. You can just go to coachsummit.com. The FAQ is also on the agenda slide of this as well. Okay, the Elite Top 10 trip will be in Greece for 2019, which is really exciting. Here's the FAQ on how to hit Premier and Elite, like we talked about earlier. I don't want to go too much in depth on what it means to be an Elite Top 10 or what it means to be Elite or Premier. That is going to be saved for our mastermind group that we are starting super soon. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. But it's going to be like a go all in, work really hard sort of thing. But really exciting. Obviously, top 10 just means top 10 in the network, and then elite coach, premier coach. Team Cup. You have probably heard these two words tossed around pretty regularly recently, especially at Super Sunday. Registration for Team Cup opens next Monday the 15th. It will close on the 31st at the end of the month. And then the entire month of February will be when we do Team Cup. Team Cup is essentially a Success Club point rally. You get put on a team. Either your upline will pick a specific team, or in our team page, we'll just formulate teams, and you will just rally for Success Club points. You will 10x all of your efforts that month, and you will get as many and as much Success Club points as you can. Now, the goal is to get a ton of Success Club points, but we all know that those Success Club points are indicative of us helping people. So yes, they are points, but those points are also people that we are helping. And the purpose of Team Cup is not only to give you probably one of the biggest paychecks you've ever had in terms of retail commission, but also to really force that momentum in your business, to show you what you're capable of. I have oftentimes had so many coaches tell me, you know, like, I'm just struggling to hit Success Club 5. Like, I don't know, I don't want to bring my Team Cup team down. First of all, that's not what it's about. It's about each of us individually growing our business and moving it forward while we have a sense of community with being on our Team Cup team and on our team in general. But you will be surprised at how when you feel like a team is relying on you, and when you really do 10x everything, your invites, your follow-ups, your posts, the value that you're adding on social media, whenever you really make it a focus for a full month, I think you'll really surprise yourself at what you are actually capable of doing month after month. So oftentimes, coaches who participate on a Team Cup team not only like grow their income significantly, rank advancement oftentimes happens in the month of Team Cup for a lot of coaches. And then, like I said, you really are building that momentum for moving forward and showing yourself what you're capable of. So I don't want to go into too much details as to exactly what the teams look like and exactly how you earn, you know, gifts and trips and stuff with Team Cup, because we're going to talk about that in our team call next week. So be sure that you hop on for that one, and we'll be picking all of our teams and all of that really fun stuff, because registration opens next Monday, which is when our next team call is. I do know that they do tier level prizes. So in the past, like if you personally hit Success Club, then you get a specific prize, like a hat or a backpack or something. If your entire team hits Success Club, then you get like the next tier worth of prizes. If you're a top, you know, whatever number team, then you get the next tier worth of prizes. But this year, they kind of talked about the prizes being like an event that you're invited to versus something more materialistic. So instead of I don't know, like a trophy or whatever they give for like the top couple teams, you will be able to do a live, I saw this somewhere, I don't remember where I saw it, a live workout on stage at Summit with a celebrity trainer. That's freaking cool. And lots of other really cool stuff. So it's kind of exciting that they're shifting the prizes and the tier level of recognition from things like hats and backpacks and blankets. And I think last year they gave out like bikes and some other stuff, Beachbody bicycles, to specific events that you can be invited to. So we'll talk about that next week though. Beach bars, these are those bars that I was talking about. We're gonna have 2 flavors, peanut butter chocolate and chocolate cherry almond. Super excited to try those. They're really low calorie, 150 calories with about 10 grams of protein, really low in sugar, 4 grams of fiber, 0 grams of trans fat, and they're gluten-free. These will be available in the second quarter, so about April of this year. They are really priding this bar on not only tasting really amazing, but being one of the highest protein, lowest sugar bars on the market. So that is really exciting as well. Next Super Saturday weekend will be April 2018. Super Saturday weekend is a quarterly event. So January, April, August, right? January, whatever. You can do the math. It'll be in April. It's been a long day and it's Monday. But that is all the notes that I had from Super Sunday. If anybody watched the corporate video or had notes from the event yesterday that you want to share, let me see if I can figure out how to unshare my screen. Then just go on ahead and unmute yourself and you can share anything that you have. Stop share. There we go. Okay. Does anybody have anything else to add, or did you like interpret something differently or anything y'all can think of? It was a good event. I will say that it wasn't my favorite Super Sunday. Just the venue, for those of you that went to the Dallas one, know the venue was kind of like a little sketchy, not the cleanest, not the nicest, but that's okay. But then the fact that like the video wouldn't work and there was no music, I don't know, the vibe was just a little bit different. So definitely not the worst one I've been to. The one in Oklahoma City, bless their hearts, was terrible. So it's definitely not the worst, but I've been to better. So hopefully next quarter it'll be a little more exciting, a little more amped up. But I still had so much fun. It was, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it's the first Super Saturday weekend that I've ever gone to that I had coaches with me. Yeah, so that was super fun. And kind of like a big, I don't know, just like a really emotional moment for me. Brett picked me up afterwards and he was like, "How's it going?" I was like, "I had friends there." So yeah, it was super awesome for me. But if you ladies don't have anything else to add, you guys have anything?
One thing that I wrote down was just be faithful to the process. I thought that was really good because we get so wrapped up in everything else and just look at the vital behaviors and the process and trust it.
And that's hard. Like that's probably, in my opinion, that's the hardest part of the business, is because you can go days and weeks and months doing your vital behaviors, inviting, following up, and you feel like your business is going nowhere. And it's hard to remind yourself that you have to trust the process and keep doing what you're doing. And that over time, the compound effect, which I think was talked about whenever whoever it was talked about that. Like this business is all about the compound effect, how those little things that you do every single day, those conversations that you have today, how those moments and how you sharing your story add up over time to create massive success. So that's a really good point. I like that one. Anything else? Okay, well, I hope y'all have a good Monday evening. And Rachel, if you want to stay on, you want to stay on for a second? Rachel, so we can chat? Or do you want to call me on the phone?
I can just stay on.
You'll stay on? Okay. All right, you guys, well,
Yeah.
have a good Monday evening, and I will talk to you all soon.